Getting here with Gardening Simplified. It's January 16th. The last few nights we've got well below freezing. Last night we were in the lower teens. And we're going to go look and see what the garden looks like after some cold weather like that. In the greenhouse, last night it was the big one, it got down to 21. The little one, it got down to 14. As you can see, our lettuce is fine. Looks like our cilantro is fine, and our bok choy doing okay. Now the other things we had covered, it's now 69 degrees in here. It's almost 12 o'clock. And that's the advantage whenever I talk about a greenhouse or a polytunnel. It's not so much that it doesn't get quite as cold inside. It was down to just under 14 last night. But it buffers the coldness. Now, I don't know how well things are going to do. A lot of them will do fine because the propagated figs and stuff are under here. In fact, we're going to move the ones that we just did up yesterday. We'll move them out here, and our citrus is probably fine because we had a lot of heat from the lights. Now our tent with our bananas, it was showing just under 32, so just under freezing. Now this deal right here that wasn't covered, you can see it's all wilted down. I don't know if it's dead or not. Now we did cover the spinach. It should have took the cold fine, but it could have burnt some of the leaves. We didn't put any rings or anything. We just covered it up, but we'll find out how things are here. Maybe after tomorrow night, it's going to get down to, that's showing, depends on which weather, 9 degrees or 13 degrees. So whichever one, it's going to be a good hard test on it. I've got the lights off now. The little greenhouse is actually, it's up to 79 degrees. And the difference, it doesn't have shade cloth on it, which its size, it could probably heat up quicker because it doesn't have the air volume of the cold air in it. But with the shade cloth on the roof, what happens is all this ice that forms is kind of taking a little bit of the heat that the light could be putting in. Now we hadn't covered our thyme. It looks fine, but it probably will need to be covered this time because the sun is melting off most of this ice or sleet that's come on. But the small greenhouse, and we'll take a look in here, because it's covered, being we took our celery out so it wouldn't get damaged, and now it's 80 degrees in here, but we covered a few things in here just to make sure that they would keep. Now it looks like our Hilton cabbage is done fine, but by the looks of our peas, these have probably ended their season. We'll see for sure tomorrow after another cold spell. The broccoli's looking mighty rough too. Being we harvested all of it, that's great, but we'll see how it and the cabbage fare. That's all we can do. We can't cry over it. This is all part of gardening, and I always say that it's just part of gardening. But looks like the collards have done real well. They should handle another night pretty good. There might be a few leaves that's going to be burnt on them, but we'll just deal with that. Our cabbage is looking a little rough, but maybe it'll pull through. Who knows? Now the red cabbage is actually looking pretty good. Like it didn't mind the freeze, so we'll see after a day or two. Now our turnips, the ones that we saved to grow into turnips, it might get the leaves, but it should go ahead and come back from the turnip root. I'm sure after this cold spell, our pineapple is probably pretty much done, but it wouldn't be the first time plants have surprised me. Our little turnips and mustard look like they might pull through. And of course, a lot of our stuff that's cold tolerant here is doing okay. The carrots, now they droop down, but I've had carrots get colder than this, so they should be fine. And our onions should pull through fine. Like I say, we didn't cover them this year. Weren't planning to, because we had such a problem when we covered them last year. And they look like that they're actually going to be okay. Same thing with our garlic. It doesn't mind the cold so much. Now our cilantro that was out here, this has got frozen so many times, it's really growing real slow for this time of the year. It kind of likes the sun from the warmer weather, but it doesn't like the heat, so we'll just have to see on that. Now our Vulcan chard here with the mixture of a few other, like Swiss chard, must have got some seed in there. It looks like it might have damaged some of it, but it should come back fine. Also looks like our Lacinato kill is going to pull through. Now, we picked all our Savoys except just a few that weren't ready. And if they pull through, they don't look too bad. We'll see how that goes. One of my concerns was that my Mitchell-Healy, and it very well could have killed it, but it was in the process of forming seeds, so we'll just have to see how that turns out in the end. And we'll have to see how our cauliflower that we didn't have heads yet and harvest, how it comes out. But this broccoli here is kind of the same. It doesn't really look too awful bad. So we'll see how one more night does, and after a couple of days of warming up and getting above freezing, that's when it's really going to kill off the damage. But anyway, that's what the cold's done for us, and I hope that you're having better weather. But if you're not, and it's working on your plants, you put some out early and such that you can be like me, plant some more seeds, and we'll get ready for the next one. Give her a big thumbs up, subscribe, share this video, enjoy that gardening experience.